3 down, 1 to go in the quarterfinal stage of the E-Premier League Victoria, brought to you by Esports Live and FNR, Football Nation Radio. The majority of our semi-final spots have been claimed, but one is left remaining. Who steps up to take it? Well, we'll find that out in tonight's two-legged tie between Avondale FC's Rory Bryan, playing with Liverpool, and our wildcard entrant, who after much speculation has revealed himself to be none other than James Xydias of the Bentleigh Greens, who has the privilege of playing with PSG in this one. I'm Lockie Flanagan, and joining me to take you through this one is my co-host, Athos Styrianos. Athos, we've got a rematch here of the 2019 MPL Victoria Grand Final on our hands. That one was decided by penalties in favour of Bentleigh. I know FIFA is a different beast than the real thing, but are you expecting a similarly competitive contest tonight?
Lucky, we've seen quite a few high-scoring matches across all our quarterfinals so far, and I'm expecting no different here in this one. Two gun players from two gun teams going head-to-head. So this should be a cracking contest.
Between Sermon Satakovsky, a keeper clash that he won comfortably. So he's got prize in this tournament, but plenty of eyes, I think, and plenty of expectation on the weight of James Xydias, the wildcard entrant from the Bentleigh Greens.
I'm seeing a lot of pace in this lineup. Like we've got Neymar, Di Maria, Alexander-Arnold. It's pace city as these two sides go head-to-head. On that one side, you've got Alexander-Arnold and Neymar. It should be a cracking matchup to watch.
Yeah, there is plenty of attacking firepower in both of these sides that we have playing tonight. And currently, it is Rory Bryan who has the ball with Roberto Firmino. It's played to Xherdan Shaqiri. There's a nice little bit of interplay between the two. Shaqiri, the angle for the shot is off the post and into the back of the net. An early lead for Rory Bryan going ahead with Liverpool. A fantastic goal from Xherdan Shaqiri. He doesn't play too often in real life, but he can be a lethal player on this game, Matt.
He's had a cracking career, hasn't he? And he's opened the scoring here. We've seen a lot of early goals throughout the quarterfinals, and that trend has continued here today. A great start from Rory Bryan, representing Avondale, playing as Liverpool.
As we always say, Arthur, there's no cause for concern for James Xydias of the Bentleigh Greens. He's gone behind, but there's still so much football left to play, of course. We've got 2 legs, and if they're even after the 2 legs, will be decided through away goals. And if the away goals are even as well, we'll go to a golden goal third game. So still plenty of time for James Xydias to get himself back into this contest. He did say he had a little bit of nervousness before getting into this one. Rory Bryan was apparently talking a big game, and James has maybe got the opportunity here, but instead Rory Bryan with the Liverpool defence cuts things out for now, but only as far as Marco Verratti. It's Kylian Mbappe on the left-hand side going 1-to-1 with Alexander-Arnold. Can he find an option in the middle of the box? He's opened up an angle for a shot. And just like that, we were just talking about it, Athos. James Xydias is right back in this contest. A curled ball there. A lovely finish from Kylian Mbappe, a man who was a bit of a cheat code in this game. And we're right back to where we started 17 minutes ago, Athos. Scores are level.
And we know James Xydias from the Bentleigh Greens. He's playing as PSG today. He is a Liverpool supporter, and I was curious to see whether he would celebrate playing against his boyhood club, and it looks like he has. He took quite a bit of time to celebrate with Mbappe, but 1-1, 20 FIFA minutes in, Lockie. This is already shaping up to be a bit of an instant classic.
Yeah, well, we've had one thing that's been common amongst all the games so far, Athos, is we've had plenty of goals in every single game we've played. Some have been more one-sided than others, but this one is looking quite competitive and a lot of early goals. So that's very, very promising. Maybe a chance for another early goal here. Xherdan Shaqiri goes very, very close there. Jurgen Klopp, or at least an animated version of Jurgen Klopp, looking very frustrated with that. And I'm sure Rory Bryan was too. Very close. Another good chance for the Avondale FC keeper.
It was Wijnaldum and Shaqiri, probably 2 of Liverpool's lesser-known players combining there, considering they've got so much star power in that team. So good signs early for Rory Bryan representing Avondale here today.
To say Xherdan Shaqiri has been in the thick of things so far, and he still can't believe that someone who plays like he does managed to play for Stoke. That's such a weird combination of people, to be honest.
Well, Lockie, Rory Bryan has won a free kick now. FIFA players, they light up when they get a free kick here. It's taken short, intercepted only as far as Alexander-Arnold. Back to Van Dijk. He's come up with a set piece. Shaqiri, Mane, his first look at the ball today. Salah's in range, well intercepted. And the James Xydias defending superbly there to get out of trouble in what was a dangerous position for him.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before, Athos, there are a little bit of nerves going into this one, but I think that goal, that equaliser for James Xydias, has probably been a bit of a settler. Just to ease yourself into the contest. You'll have to get a goal like that early in this two-legged tie between the two. It is Rory Bryan on the edge of the penalty area here with Bobby Firmino. A strong shot and a strong save to match there from the PSG keeper, Keylor Navas.
Lockie, it was a goalkeeping masterclass in the game between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Neuer and ter Stegen did extremely well, and we've seen a top save there from Navas. So we are loving our goalkeepers in this series so far.
Yeah, it's been some very strong performances. I mean, you would have thought that maybe, I know it's 85s overall, but you'd still expect Messi to be one of the better players in the game. Mbappe, Neymar, who James Xydias he's obviously got both of those, but so far, Manuel Neuer has probably been the best player in the tournament. He must have made, I wasn't counting Athos, but about 22 saves last night. He was unbelievable.
He sure was. Mbappe, one of the names you mentioned, he'll be looking to come inside the box, gliding forward. Great tackle by Gomez, out for a corner. Oh, not a corner. It's a goal kick. Very interesting decision by the virtual referee there. We spoke, Lockie, about how corners probably aren't as overpowered as they once were in FIFA's gone by. They're actually very difficult to score from these days. So that's the open play goals will be the most sought after option.
You've got to put them. Maybe this has changed since it's been a few months since I played FIFA20, so maybe this has changed. But I feel like the sweet spot is that little corner of the technical area. You're trying to aim near post and cross it there. So we'll see if that opportunity opens up at one point. There was a stumble in the penalty box there from Jorginho Wijnaldum. The referee was unmoved. It was a little bit of contact, but whether or not it was enough is another question altogether. James Xydias trying to carry it out here with PSG, of course, the losing Champions League finalists from this year's final against Bayern Munich. Xydias coming forward now with Marco Verratti. Neymar Jr. on the left-hand side, combining with Kylian Mbappe.
Good ball.
Nice ball across the face of goal. And James Xydias has the lead in this contest. PSG, well, they started on the back foot. They went a goal down, but Angel Maria has flipped the script and put them 2 goals ahead. James Xydias takes the lead against Avondale FC's Rory Bryan.
Hats off to James Xydias there. That was a great low cross from Kylian Mbappe. Most FIFA players wouldn't even dream of doing that. They might have gone all the way themselves, but it was a fantastic bit of play and a deserved lead for James Xydias with that goal, 2-1.
It was one of those crosses that I think a Sky Sports old English pundit would describe as inviting. It was just asking to be tucked away there, and Angel Di Maria was all too happy to put it away. Neymar Jr. on the ball here. Eyes off the shot, but it's a strong save from Alisson. The tide of this game maybe just turning a little bit. James Xydias, the Bentleigh Greens, starting to take the upper hand as the corner comes in. Eventually cleared. I think it's a goal kick there for Liverpool. Rory Bryan with a chance to just settle things down a little bit after the game has turned a little bit on its head.
Lucky for those FIFA players watching at home, looking up to these two players, if you wanted to perhaps emulate that cross and play for that second goal, I believe it was a double tap of the square button or maybe a triangle through ball across the box. And they're very effective, though.
Athos, did you just assume James Xydias' controller setup? That's not on, mate. You can't do that sort of thing. You might be playing on alternate. We don't know. Probably not, though. No one does that. Well, there you have it. That's the beauty of the tournament. We've got halftime here. The players can hear us. Rory Bryan, probably the less happy of the two in this game so far, but still plenty of football to play. But it is James Xydias of the Bentleigh Greens, the wild card entrant with a wild first half. 2 goals to the good of him. Or 2 goals to 1, I should say. Second half here about to get underway. It is James Xydias in the lead, and James Xydias kicking us off in the second half here. Already turned it over, though. That does happen quite often when you kick the ball off on FIFA. It's all right. We've been there.
Lucky, one of the things we haven't mentioned is the significance of away goals in this tournament, and James Xydias representing the Bentleigh Greens and playing as PSG has 2, and it's Rory Bryan who started this second half on the positive foot. He's already scored. We've just starting our introduction, and with Bobby Firmino smashed that ball to the back of the net, and it's 2-2 just as the second half started.
Well, that's almost the commentator's curse right there, Athos. You were just
really
talking
is.
about all the permutations of how the all scoreline works, and just as you were trying to do all the calculations in your head, no sooner before you got the chance to add it all up had Rory Bryan made it 2-2. So we're back level in this contest, and once again in this tournament, in this E-Premier League Victoria, fleeting as it may have been so far, it's been a short tournament. It's been quick,
Well done.
it's been all action, lots of goals, and maybe another
He's
one.
got again. Oh!
Just going wide there, Rory Bryan. Xydias Shaqiri, he's been a Jekyll and Hyde unto himself, really. You've got the good and the bad of Xydias Shaqiri. He opened the scoring, but he's missed two very crucial chances that could have made things very different. James Xydias, probably not the start to the second half that he would have liked, but plenty of time still for him to work his way back into the contest. I mean, work his way back into it. He's still in the contest. It's 2-2. I'm not meaning to write him off. I know he can hear me. Sorry, James. You're still more than in it, mate. Don't worry at all. He's got the ball here with Neymar Jr., of course. Nice little drag back there. Trying to find the angle for the finesse. A strong save there from Allison.
Now, like maybe a normal 92 rated Neymar, you would have backed him 10 out of 10 to hit that, but we are playing with everyone as an 85 rating. So read into that what you will. Speaking of another superstar, Mo Salah streaming down the field, passes back to his mate Firmino, who gives it back to Salah. Will he get there? Not quite. Navas storming out of his box to retrieve that. And this game, Lockie, has really been one of momentum swings, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's turned on a sixpence, this contest. It's been end-to-end stuff, and it is what we love to see in FIFA. It feels lively and energetic, and it's not just, intercepted pass simulated 2050 as it sometimes can be, Athos. But Rory Bryan heading forward here now. Xydias Shaqiri, the much maligned Xydias. Can he make the... He's done it again, Athos. A hat-trick of missed chances for Xydias Shaqiri. He could have had 4, if you can believe it, in this contest, if he had his finishing boots on. But yeah, I just wonder if Rory Bryan might be thinking about hooking Xydias Shaqiri based on the amount of missed chances so far. But luckily for him, it is still odds even in this contest so far. But Rory Bryan will possibly be thinking, as he has just queued up the pause there, maybe I'm in his head, maybe Xydias Shaqiri. We will see. But it is still finally balanced, this game, at 2 goals apiece in this first leg.
Exciting stuff so far between these two players. Rory Bryan playing as Liverpool, representing Avondale, up against James Xydias, representing the Bentleigh Greens and playing as PSG. He's got the ball here with Neymar, plays back to Bernard, back to Verratti now. He's in range, takes it inside, well intercepted by Gomez, and Liverpool are away. We are, of course, broadcasting on Esports Live. This is the E-Premier League Victoria, powered by our friends at Esports Live and FNR Football Nation Radio.
Jordan Henderson plays an inviting ball through to Roberto Firmino here. He does have a bit of space. Will he go for the cross? Will he try and open up the shot? He ends up doing neither, and Keylor Navas claims comfortably. Still haven't had the ball go out. That pause is still cued by Rory Bryan. We're waiting to see what changes he is going to make. I'm not a psychic, but I think I can maybe predict one of them as Angel Di Maria comes down the right-hand side here. Trying to find the angle for a shot. That classic finesse has fallen to James Xydias, who has now found himself back in the lead. 3rd goal in this contest for James Xydias, just as that pause is about to come through for Rory Bryan to make changes. But it is Mauro Icardi getting PSG's 3rd, getting James Xydias and the Bentleigh Greens 3rd, and Rory Bryan with a lead to wrestle back control of now in this one.
Lockie, that's one of those goals that I think many FIFA players would put down to scripting. The deflection of the defender fell straight to Mauro Icardi, and we know how good of a finisher he is, both in real life and in the game. So he makes no mistake. James Xydias has now a 3-2 lead, 3 away goals as well, which could be quite crucial in determining the result of this one.
It's one of those things, Athos, that you just hate to see. If it happens in real life, maybe you don't question it. But in FIFA, it just seems a little bit sus, doesn't it? It just went exactly to Mauro Icardi there. But I'm sure James Xydias will not care. I'm sure he'd be perfectly frustrated if he conceded that sort of goal. But one scoring it, and he's probably perfectly happy with the way things are poised. Of course, 3 goals to the good of PSG and the Bentleigh Greens at the moment. Rory Bryan looking to maybe get a goal here. Could he make 3-3 in the space of about as many minutes? It's Bobby Firmino, Liverpool's number 9, dragging out another equaliser for Rory Bryan. 3 goals apiece, and we're not even one leg of the way through, Athos.
Lucky, we saw 2 7-goal thrillers across the 2 legs in one of our other games, and this one is living up to the high expectations the other 2 or the other 3 quarterfinals, I should say, have given us. It's been a superb match so far, and we still have another leg to go. Xydias now, what can he do? Streaming call with Mbappe, intercepted by Gomez, passes to his mate Van Dijk, gives us straight back to the PSG. I'm not quite sure who scored that, Lucky. But there's a 4th goal, a 7th goal in this game.
Rory Bryan will not be pleased at all. They're trying to play it out from the back. It is always fraught with risk when you're doing it in FIFA 20. Virgil van Dijk, not the kind of man you'd expect to turn the ball over, but turn it over, he did on that particular occasion. And Idrissa Gana Gueye and James Xydias and the Bentleigh Greens said, thank you very much, Mr. Bryan. We'll have that, and we will score our 4th goal of the contest.
Lucky, your boy Origi has come on. I'm not sure who he replaced. Did he replace the aforementioned Shaqiri?
We'll find out. We'll get the confirmation on that substitution as play goes on. But it is now James Xydias of the Bentleigh Greens with the ball in the lead, of course. The wildcard entrant into the tournament, making a big splash. Got the ball out on the left-hand side with Livan Kurzawa. Low shot on the left-hand side. Allison was alert. Getting a strong palm to that one, but only as good as a corner for PSG. Taken short. Di Maria, he has options at the back post. A few nice little ball rolls. Goal played across the face of goal, but no one there willing to slam it home, unlike the last cross into the box that was
here we go
very difficult for PSG. And now maybe the counter-attack opening up for Rory Bryan. It's with Sadio Mane. He plays it across the face of goal. Mo Salah going close there. A strong save from Keylor Navas. End-to-end stuff at the moment, Athos.
It really is. Last few minutes of this one, Salah on his wrong foot. He made Cavas work for it, and he made a fantastic save. Di Maria now, about 25 yards out for goal. He's had a few options. He goes for himself, hits the post. That would have maybe, just maybe, like he made things very interesting as we entered this second leg. It would have given James Xydias of the Bentleigh Greens a 2-goal cushion. Rory Bryan now a chance of his own. Origi the substitute as players inside. Goes to Henderson. A captain's goal would be fitting. He's still going. Henderson! It's 4-0, Lucky. Can you believe it?
In stoppage time, Captain Fantastic Jordan Henderson has made it 4 apiece. 4 apiece between Liverpool and PSG. Rory Bryan getting a very, very important, in the context of a second leg upcoming, a very important equaliser there with seconds left to go. James Xydias, though, will not be happy with that PSG back 4. We know in real life sometimes they can be a little bit shaky, and shaky they were in the video game as well. And that wraps up the first leg of this contest. Honours shared thus far between Avondale's Rory Bryan and Bentleigh Greens James Xydias. We're 4 apiece as we head into the second leg. Well, the first leg finished honours even between these two. James Xydias of the Bentleigh Greens playing with PSG, and Avondale FC's Rory Bryan playing with Liverpool. 4 goals apiece between these two, which means we have it all to play for in this second leg. Lockie Flanagan alongside Athos Sirianos to take you through a hotly contested quarterfinal, our last quarterfinal here in the E-Premier League Victoria.
Well, Lockie, we set ourselves a high bar in that first leg, 8 goals. And a few more to come in this one with 2 fantastic players playing as 2 very talented sides.
It was a contest in the first leg that ebbed and flowed. I think both sides exchanged leads with quite a degree of frequency, and I think that was possibly down to some poor finishing on the part of Rory Bryan. I'll just hold off on that as PSG looked to launch an attack here, but it's nothing coming up. Part of that was bad finishing on the part of Xherdan Shaqiri for Rory Bryan, but also there were a few defensive errors from either side, some of it being blamed on lag. I'm not sure how true that is, but this second leg will tell us whether or not that was really the case. But it led to plenty of goals, Athos, that's for sure.
It certainly did. We saw an early goal in the first one. Will we see one here today? Wijnaldum, he was very, very active in that first leg, set up a few good chances. He's being held up here by the PSG defence, and they've done well to win the ball back, Lucky.
Good stuff there in the end from the Liverpool defence, hoping to be a little bit more solid than they were in the first leg. Now it's PSG carrying the ball forward here. Another inviting cross, but nipped out by Rory Bryan there. Alert to the danger for absolute certain. But of course, we did have even scores in the first leg. But of course, we're going with away goals. I hate them as an Arsenal fan, but they do count in this tournament. So James Xydias has 4 away goals to his name, so that is something to consider. As Rory Bryan comes forward here, Xherdan Shaqiri, a lovely little turn, but just as he was about to get that shot off, a crucial interception from Presnel Kimpembe there in the heart of the PSG defence. A corner now for Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk rose up to meet it, but couldn't direct it towards goals. James Xydias now with the chance to work it back. There's a bit of a gegenpress going on here from Liverpool. Not quite the same, not quite as coordinated as the real thing, but you can only do so much in FIFA, I suppose. But now Mbappe coming down the left-hand side, but wins himself a throw. Nothing doing at the moment for PSG, just holding the ball, just biding their time. Yeah.
Like perhaps a bit more of a cautious start after such a frenetic opening 20 FIFA minutes in that first leg. We haven't seen a goal yet and haven't seen too many early chances either, but that might change here. Verratti, it's a great ball inside Mbappe. His shot blocked by Gomez. And now Liverpool can start an attack of their own. We are, of course, broadcasting on Esports Live, broadcasting on Esports Live. This is E-Premier League Victoria, brought to you by Esports Live and FNR Football Nation Radio. Firmino streams forward, Rory Bryan. Great stop there by Keylor Navas in goals for James Xydias from the Bentleigh Greens. And things are starting to heat up a bit. Like we've seen a few more chances and the players taking a few more risks.
Well, that was probably the first big chance of the match here, and maybe James Xydias can match it with an opportunity of his own as he's through on goal here with Kylian Mbappe. Will he shoot across the face of goal? He does, but Alisson is commanding there in his presence to stop that one. Rory Bryan would have been pleased if he had have made that save between the sticks for Avondale. Still an opportunity here, though, for James Xydias, and it's a beautiful strike. One of those goals that's you absolutely love to see, Athos, in off the underside of the bar. An absolute rocket of a hit from Kylian Mbappe, and James Xydias, he takes a first half lead in this contest and a 5-4 lead across 2 legs.
We've seen that attempt tried a few times from James Xydias. The shot to the far post, that's the first time it's come off today, and what a strike it was. It was well worth the wait. The wonder boy Kylian Mbappe is a superstar in real life, a superstar in the game, and PSG have the early lead here today.
They might be maybe with the chance to make it 2 here. Can James Xydias extend his lead? He has an opening here with Neymar. It's played right across the face of Alisson there. Was hoping for a knockback, but it's fallen now to PSG once again. And boy, oh boy.
He's offside.
I was deceived. Rory Bryan is probably thanking his lucky stars that one was flagged offside in the end there. It looked like James Xydias had made it 2. But no, it wasn't to be, Athos. We're still just the 1 goal in it between Bentleigh Greens' James Xydias and Avondale FC's Rory Bryan. 5-4 on aggregate, 1-0 so far in his second leg.
That might have been a good night, like if it had gone in, and we would have had our 4 semi-finalists in the bag. But Rory Bryan still in this contest, surging forward with Salah. Onto his left, back to Wijnaldum. He's centered it. Shaqiri, he's been busy, hasn't he, across the 2 legs. Firmino, well defended by Marquinhos. And PSG can start an attack of their own. Icardi, his ball blocked, still retains possession. Di Maria, he's had such a wonderful career. Streams forward. Robertson, at the beginning of his career, strips him of possession. And the pace has picked up in this first half.
Yeah, it's opened up, Athos. There's a lot on the line here and maybe a chance for a goal here for Rory Bryan. It's Mo Salah at the near post. Cool as you like from the Egyptian king. He puts it into the bottom right-hand corner and scores in this second leg and scores across the 2 legs. Now level thanks to that goal from Rory Bryan and Liverpool. I think as
things stands, tell us what it means as things stand, because the away goals do come into effect if it remains 1-1.
It is an important away goal there for Rory Bryan because, as we've said, James Xydias does have 4, so it is 5-5 on aggregate. But that 4 away goals for James Xydias would trump Rory Bryan's singular away goal. But there is Still over a half of football to play here. Rory
I'll
Bryan.
take the foul, Xydias. I'll take the foul.
Out wide
I was going
lead.
to say there was no advantage there. The thing came up, but it was up there for about a millisecond. Xydias streaming forward, taking advantage. The nice
That's
sweaty.
what you
Is he
deserve.
onside?
That's what you deserve, man.
I think he's offside.
Frustration.
Some cheeky play there, Lucky. Some cheeky play.
That's all right. You know, sometimes in a knockout tournament, the stakes are high. You've got to resort to some cheeky tactics now and then, Athos. I'm sure we've all been there. Maybe we'll see more of that sort of stuff start to filter its way into the game as the stakes get higher. Will we see the passbacks? Will we see the sweaty goals? Will we see time wasting? We don't know, Athos. That's the beauty of the Premier League Victoria. You don't know what we're going to get. But at the moment, what we do have is a two-legged contest between Avondale's Rory Bryan and Bentleigh Greens James Xydias that is 5 goals currently apiece.
This is the Premier League Victoria, the 4th quarterfinal. And before we will do the draw for the semi-finals, coming to you shortly here on Esports Live, as well as FNR Football Nation Radio. This has been a wonderful tournament so far. And lucky these two matches that we've been watching here today might just be the ones of the tournament. And Buffet, can you grab a late goal? We saw a late goal at halftime in the first leg, and Alisson has certainly proved his weight in gold there with a fantastic save. And it ends 1-1 at the break in this second leg. Quite a cagey affair to kick us off, but plenty more to come after the break.
Well, it is really hanging by a knife's edge at the moment, Athos. It really could go either way. Of course, if scores stayed the same, we'd have James Xydias going through on away goals, but plenty of opportunity for either player to take an outright lead, or for, more importantly, for Rory Bryan to take himself an outright lead, because that would get him the win. But plenty of football still to be played. Another 45 minutes, or it's not actually 45 minutes in real life, but 45 minutes in the game that is FIFA20 still to be played, and still so much to play for as we get underway here. It is Rory Bryan to kick us off, and we're back. A semi-final spot awaits the whoever is able to emerge victorious from this particular fixture. It's Virgil van Dijk playing it around the back. Nice little switch of play here to Alexander Arnold, who probably hasn't seen as much of the ball as you'd expect of the fullback who loves to bomb on, but the ball's being played now. Maybe an opportunity just cut out there by James Xydias. The defenses, well, they were shaky in the first leg, Athos, but they're looking a lot more assured at the time of asking. But there might be an opportunity opening up. Alisson is off his line, and the face of goal wide open, and it is eventually open. There was a bit of lag there that delayed the inevitable, unfortunately, for Rory Bryan. It is PSG taking a 2-1 lead. Mauro Icardi scores again. He's been in the thick of things. Athos getting himself amongst the goals. And James Xydias, the Bentleigh Greens, eked themselves out an outright lead on this contest. They were already ahead on away goals, but now they lead outright on aggregate. 6 goals to 5 and 2 goals to 1 in this second leg in favour of James Xydias.
I thought Alisson had done enough. He blocked the first attempt, but once again, the rebound fell perfectly to Mauro Icardi, the luckiest man in the world, or certainly in FIFA today. And they take a 2-1 lead, as you mentioned, Lucky. And that's a big goal in the context of the game, especially with the away goals taking into account as well.
Well, there's plenty for Rory Bryan of Avondale FC to do here. He doesn't have the ball at the moment, though. It's Neymar Jr. carrying it forward. Marco Verratti somehow manages to hold possession there.
James, what's going on, man? How many taps do I have to put in?
Bernat coming down on the left-hand side. Questionable foul there, I think, given away in the end by Mo Salah. I'm not sure Rory Bryan was too pleased with that one in the end. I can understand why. He's felt as though he's been on the wrong end of a few contentious decisions from the referee, and a couple of rebound goals as well that he probably thinks are a little bit suspicious. Ball on the edge of the area here with Marco Verratti, the diminutive Italian midfielder, might be able to swing across in. He does. Cleared away by Liverpool.
So Robert, they can get going through Robertson. The 1-2, the pass back to Firmino was risky, but it's paid off in the end. And Wijnaldum has got acres of space in front of him. He's got Salah on his own if he can go to him, but he goes by himself. Wijnaldum, that is cheeky, and it's 2-0. It's in the back of the net. Game on.
Lovely stuff. Wow, the nice little pan flute celebration there from Jorginho Wijnaldum. That was a very, very cheeky effort. We talked about the cheeky tactics working themselves into this game as it progressed. And, well, Rory Bryan really needed that one. He still is behind as things stand. He would exit on away goals if scores stay the same. But that was a very, very important goal from Liverpool and from Avondale. It's always a risk in FIFA, bringing the keeper out. James Xydias deciding to do it on that occasion. But Alisson let him down. Keylor Navas, I should say, let him down. Always frustrating when that happens. But James Xydias hasn't got too much to complain about at the moment, Athos, because he does still lead as things stand.
Lucky for Rory O'Brien, that was class with a capital C, with the pressure mounting as it was, to be able to find the composure to dink it over with Wijnaldum when he had Salah on his own. You love seeing that from players, just taking it upon themselves to do what's right for their team. And he scored a cracking goal. And we've got a game back on our hands here at the Parc de France.
It's a cheeky chip is definitely one of the best things in this game. I remember there's a few FIFAs ago, they used to just be ridiculous. And like you would want to do them all the time, even when the keepers are on their line, because the positioning was just so bad. I don't think they're quite as common as they used to be, but it's still very fun to score one. And when the keeper comes off his line, you're basically asking for it. And we had James Xydias trying to ask the Liverpool defense if he could have another goal there, but they said no. And Liverpool now carry the ball out of defense. The long ball is sent forward, looking for Sadio Mane. He had it for a second, but eventually lost out.
Lucky, I don't want to jinx things, but I have a feeling we could be seeing another 4-4, and we might have to go to an away goal game. Away goal game, a golden goal game. The way this one is going, still just over 20 FIFA minutes left to play, and the goals are coming in thick and fast. Mbappe streaming forward. Has he got Gomez for pace? I think he might, though. Gomez is doing well to keep up. Mbappe cuts it back, waiting for the cavalry to arrive, which they do. But as does Robertson, and strips them of the ball, and Liverpool can launch one of their own here, Lucky.
Well, Rory Bryant, he needs another goal as quickly as he possibly can. He's holding it up. He's playing a little bit more patient now, but he comes down the left-hand side with Bobby Firmino. Let's play back to Sadio Mane. The ball forward, looking for the Liverpool attacker there, was just lacking at the crucial moment. There is still time, though, but we know how quickly it can go from 70 minutes to full time in FIFA. It happens all too quickly. Xherdan Shaqiri, he's been amongst the goals across the two legs and is maybe hoping that he can get himself another. Nice bit of interplay here. It's patient from Rory Bryan. Maybe the shot here at the near post, and it's in the back of the net. Athos, that just right up. That's a huge shake up there. Rory Bryan finds himself in front in this game on aggregate. That was the goal that he was searching for, and Sadio Mane, I believe, was the man to provide it. A beautiful finish. We know how lethal that near post can be. For some reason, the goalkeepers, they always struggle with that. I'm sure Rory Bryan would have got to it if it happened in real life. He would have guarded that near post, but I'm sure he was glad that it was left unguarded on that occasion as he takes the lead, Athos.
Like, we've seen some incredible goals, and in real time, it mightn't have looked all that spectacular, but in the slow motion replay, the way Mane struck that ball, it almost defies physics. And you might have thought he would have gone for the pass back or even a ball to the far post, but a fantastic finish. And like you were speaking about James Xydias being in control, but it's Rory Bryan who has 1 foot inside the semi-finals as we speak. He's hit the front on aggregate, and he might be through here for a 4th goal in this game. The ball to Shaqiri. He's been busy. He uses his strength. He gets past his defender to win the game, surely. No. I think he's into the semi-finals, Lucky. I don't want to jinx it too early, but Rory Bryan has a 4.
You did it first, James. I'm sorry, man. You did it first. I had to do it back to you.
A little bit of afters, just casual verbal afters being exchanged there between the two players. The pass across the face of goal. It's so frustrating to have to concede, but Rory Bryan was all too happy to take it. Like I said, we didn't know when the tactics were going to come out, but when there's a lot on the line, Athos, sometimes that pass back, taking the keeper out of the equation, it has to happen. It's frustrating for James Xydias. He now has quite a hurdle to have to jump over to be able to win this one, but he might be able to grab himself a goal here, potentially not in the end as it is turned over. It can change so quickly as it has throughout this Premier League Victoria tournament, Athos, and maybe now Rory Bryan can rub more salt into the wound. Sadio Mane on the left-hand side, marshaled well there by Thomas Meunier, who, of course, no longer plays for PSG, but he's lost out here. It's Mo Salah in the area. Kimpembe with a strong challenge. And James Xydias, I didn't see him. I didn't see his face cam reaction when he conceded those 2 goals, but it is that pass back, the kind of goal where you do have to just throw your hands up and curse the game just a little bit. There's not much you can do about those sort of things.
Absolutely not. And it is Rory Bryan of Avondale playing as Liverpool, kicking to the right of your screen, who is in control and has 1 foot inside the semi-finals, which will be drawn very shortly. So be sure to stay tuned for that. This is, of course, Premier League Victoria, powered by Esports Live and FNR Football Nation Radio. James Xydias with Mbappe, and he scored. Well, this makes it just a little bit interesting, Lockie, as we enter the end of this tie.
Look, there's not a lot of time left, but James Xydias is asking the question. You'd expect nothing less from a man who has hit the heights that he has in MPL Victoria. Just asking the question of Rory Bryan, putting him on his toes a little bit, but it's going to probably need to be a flat attack.
Here we go.
Rory Bryan could finish things. The dink is in the back of the net. Athos, another fantastic goal. Sadio Mane, he's got the better of Keylor Navas on a few occasions. He did so once again there in the most daring of fashions. Wow, James Xydias bringing Keylor Navas off his line there to try and snuff that out. And Sadio Mane, Rory Bryan said, well, we've been here before. The L1 and the shoot, the lofted, clipped ball, the chip over the top, probably puts the nail in the coffin of this contest, I think, Athos.
It certainly does. Cool as a cucumber, class with a capital C. That was magnificent. Just when there was a glimmer of hope for PSG, Rory Bryan has just said no. And he's booked his place inside the semi-final.
No.
End of this game. Really a formality at this point. Keylor Navas is off his line again. It looked like lightning might have struck a third time there for Rory Bryan with the chip. But that is all she wrote in this contest. It's Avondale FC's Rory Bryan heading through. He wins 5-3 in the second leg and wins both ties on aggregate, I think, by a of 9-7.
Yeah, crazy.
James Xydias, he did his absolute best. He was invited here by Rory Bryan. So there was a lot of pride for Rory to make sure he wasn't knocked out by the person who led him into the tournament in the first place. We do have both players available to speak about the result. I'll start with James. An unfortunate result for you there, James. I can feel your frustration.
Yeah. The defense let it go. It just looked too easy. Let Mane turn. And that near post finish, just OP.
They're so frustrating. My heart goes out to you whenever anyone concedes a near post finish. There's literally nothing you can do about it. But I do just want to take you back to one moment, James. I think it was the second to last goal in this contest. Rory Bryan with a pass back, taking Keylor Navas out of the equation there. What do you have to say about those sort of tactics? We know the stakes are high. Sometimes you have to do that sort of thing, but what did you make of it?
Look, I'm all for it. I'm the first person to do it. And I do it very often. Really, it shows his character as well. You know what I mean?
Well, it's questionable character, questionable morals, but in the end, it did get him the result. Rory Bryan, you've made your way through the semi-finals of this contest. How are you feeling? That was probably a little bit nervier than perhaps you're expecting, but what are the emotions like after sneaking through that?
I think I was always the better player in the end, and I think it just came out at the end of the game. But I wanted to kick out those crossback goals out of the game, but when James tried to do it in that offside thing, it was just everything out the window. You have to go for it. So there was a bit of lag, a bit of rebounds that weren't on my side, but we got there in the end. So.
Tell us about the chips. What was going through your mind? Most FIFA players wouldn't have dreamed of doing that at a point like that.
Yeah, well, the keeper's coming out. Over the two games, I didn't trust my finishing on the ground, to be honest. So I thought, why not give it a go? And it came off, so why not?
Popping it up in the air. Well, a final question for you, Rory Bryan. Of course, you're going through to the semi-finals. Another person who also made it through to the semis is Sermon Sadakovsky, a man who you played in a preview for this tournament and beat him quite soundly. He's said to me that he is hoping to avoid you in the semi-final draw. Are you probably saying the opposite based on previous results?
Yeah, I mean, basing off the last game I played, hopefully I get him. But yeah, we'll see what the draw says.
Well, we will see what happens with the draw and what it's going to go on there. But we know what's happened today. It's been maybe a win that's been a little bit closer than he would have liked, Rory Bryan, but it was a win in the end. Across two legs, a 9-7 victory for Rory Bryan of Avondale FC. He progresses through to the semi-finals.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this live esports fixture here.